Well, hello again, everybody. Welcome inside one more time to the Lane County Ice Center. My name is Isaac Rosenthal. I'm joined by Dylan Lee, and the Autzen Stadium portion of the day is over. That streak has gone to 11. But inside a much different story, Oregon got the win last night. Step one in taking that I-5 Cup back to Eugene, but still a lot of hockey left to play. 3 games left between these two teams, and we have seen in the past between these groups, anything can happen.
Yeah, definitely, Isaac. I think it's going to be important for Washington tonight. It's really pre-puck drop. It's all a mental game right now. We're going to see if they can come back out, get their legs under them fast, and see how they respond to last night's victory, last night's loss to the Ducks.
Yeah, and the deck really stacked against Washington last night. They left Seattle expecting it would take them about 5.5 hours to get down to Eugene, like it normally does. That trip ended up taking about 8 hours, and they didn't go to the hotel. They just went straight to the rink, straight to the room, and straight onto the ice. Had about 10 minutes to warm up, and then in the first 40 minutes of hockey, just kind of got rolled by the Ducks. Looked a little better in that third period, or did the Ducks look a little worse? I think when you and I talked to Coach Rich Salahor after the game, he certainly wasn't impressed with the third period effort there, saying Ducks got to do a lot better to play 60 tonight.
Yeah, definitely. It's really an unfortunate situation. Sometimes you just get caught in traffic, things happen, and their starting goalie actually had no ice time prior to the puck drop, so I think that did factor in. But as you were talking about the third period, I think it's a little bit of both. The Ducks kind of slacked off a little bit, just kind of played lazy hockey out there, and then the Huskies were looking pretty good actually in the third period.
Yeah, and they did have that goalie change in the third period. They brought in Scott Gibbons, and I don't think Gibbons versus Gilmore really would have made that much of a difference in those first 2 periods. Jacob Gilmore is certainly a great goalie in his own right, but it'll be interesting to see who does get the nod in goal for the Huskies tonight. We'll continue to kind of monitor that and take a look at things. Dylan and I are going to take a quick break here. Hopefully be back for you with some starting lineups in just a minute. Hang tight. Well, hello one more time. Thanks for joining us tonight for Oregon versus Washington hockey, game number 2 of 4 in the I-5 Cup, with the last one that will be in Eugene. Oregon won at 9-5 last night. If you weren't with us, if you were, you enjoyed a nice game. Oregon kind of dominated early with Washington. We talked about this a little bit in our first little intro. Washington with their traffic issues yesterday, so should be a much more even game today with no road legs to contend with for either team. What are you looking for from the Ducks today?
I'm gonna say, really, if we can get out there and we can keep our legs under us, play fast, and we can minimize the penalties, that's gonna be big for us. Last night we did take some kind of penalties that probably shouldn't have been taken.
Maybe even taken.
But that's gonna be big for us. If we can keep guys out of the box, we're gonna be able to create opportunities on offense, and then we're gonna be looking for like a fast breakout tonight. That'll be good. Set up some nice opportunities on the offensive end.
Now, one thing Oregon will have going for them tonight, or will have to think about, is Ty Anderton in goal in place of Danny Cockrell tonight.
Yep.
Danny getting the night off, or at least the start off. Danny's dressed, so we'll see how Anderton deals with his first I-5 Cup experience. The sophomore from Seattle gets a chance to play here in Eugene against the Huskies. That's the only change, though, in the starting lineup. Opening D pair is going to be Will Daniels and Joe Hoover one more time. You have, as we mentioned, we referred to Will yesterday as the most senior member of the team, playing alongside Joe Hoover, one of the Duck rookies. That D pair has been great and has produced some goals as well. And then that opening offensive line is going to have Trevor McCarty, Connor McBride, and Alex Sulzer open it up, and that was a unit that worked really well together yesterday. McBride with that hat trick, McCarty setting up a few of those goals. We've got about 30 seconds left on that clock before we get to the anthems. So there, anything else you got in your mind with this game, Dylan?
Just on that, the starting offensive forwards here, McBride and Solitzer were working pretty well last night. It looked like Solitzer was feeding McBride pretty well, setting up those opportunities in the offensive zone. So I'm looking forward to watching that more tonight.
Yeah, that's a great pairing. You know, you've got Alex Sulzer, real playmaker, and Connor McBride is somebody who makes things happen when he gets the puck. Sulzer happened to work on playing this year without his brother. He had that great connection. You know, we talk about it being almost Sedin-like, the connection he had with his brother Dan. Obviously, Dan graduated, not on the team this year. Now we're seeing what Alex Sulzer can do, setting up McBride. We're going to take a break here, as it's about time for the anthem, and we'll come back for some hockey. Well, here we go, just about ready one more time for Game 2 of the I-5 Cup. Not a whole lot left to do before we reach that point of puck drop here, as the units are on the ice that will be opening up today. So it's going to be most likely Ryan Minkoff taking that opening faceoff for the Huskies, and we'll see who actually digs in on that line. Multiple guys that can take faceoffs on the opening unit for the Ducks. I'll expect it'll be Trevor McCarty, though, one of the faceoff specialists on the team.
Yeah, he tends to be pretty consistent for the Ducks, Isaac.
So here we go. Dylan, you talked about your keys to the game. Looks like it'll actually be Solitaire taking the face-off, and he will win it for the Ducks. We'll get back to those keys in just a second, but we are now underway here for Game 2 of the I-5 Cup, and immediately the puck dumped in and will be called as icing against the Ducks. Face-off going in the Oregon zone.
And just a little bit about the crowd tonight, Isaac. Significantly less people, but that is to be expected with the
football game. I think we do what we can to spread the news about Oregon hockey, but certainly this is a football town as Alex Solitaire wins the faceoff, but it's collected by the Huskies. Big collision there. Oregon trying to take it up. Here is Connor McBride. He'll move with it on the offensive zone, but knocked away by a Husky stick as they try and take it through the neutral zone, taken away by Solitaire, and again back by the Huskies. So back and forth here. No one able to really establish some possession as Oregon's with it in their own defensive zone, but they just go back with it rather than gaining in the neutral zone. Now it is taken across, and it's Will Daniels with it, but he'll just flip it forward for the dump. Trevor McCarty gives the chase. Big hit there thrown by McBride, and that'll keep the puck in there, but it's going to be mostly collected there by the Huskies. Good job by Taryn Donnelly to knock it down in the neutral zone. Oregon keeping some pressure on, yet not a shot on Jacob Gilmore yet. So we talked about that, Dylan. It is Gilmore getting the start for Washington.
Yeah. We'll interested to see how he'll bounce back from last night's loss.
He hasn't had a whole lot to do so far. 18:45 left in this opening period. Neither goaltender really has had much work to do, and I think both of them want to make a good early save. We talked about Ty Anderton for the Ducks in place of the great Danny Cockrell tonight, who takes a seat on the bench and gets a chance to watch this team play and watch maybe the man who's going to follow in his footsteps in Ty Anderton. Big hit thrown there by Chris Campbell. There's the first shot, and I think that may have gotten some post there from the Huskies. Another shot on the rebound opportunity. Anderson equal to it, and the Ducks doing a good job making sure that's all he's got to deal with. Here's Scarlatta now for the Ducks. Scarlatta fires it, kick save, and a beauty. Rebound goal for Nick Shabara. So Pat Scarlatta sets it up with the shot, goes right off the leg pad of Gilmore, and Shabara right there for the rebound.
That was a great goal, Isaac. We talked about positioning all night last night, and Nick Shabara in the right place at the right time, off that rebound, off to the right side blocker, and he just flipped it in.
And sometimes that's all you need. Sometimes hockey's a hard sport, and sometimes when you play the game that you know you're supposed to play and you're in the positions that you've been taught by your coaches to be in, from the time you were 7, 8 years old or younger, sometimes those goals will just come for you.
Oh, yeah.
Meanwhile, here, face-off won kind of by the Ducks, but then battled in the neutral zone, taken now by the Huskies. They'll dump it in one more time, goes all the way around. Anderton thought about playing it, but just lets it whip around, and the Ducks will take it. It's Ryan Eberle getting a first touch of the puck, number 24 for the Ducks. Eberle scratched last night, one of the rookies on this team. And already a nice icy jersey for Eberle as he took a spill there in his first I-5 Cup game.
There have been a few spills already on both sides. It looks like, maybe a couple of the edges aren't as sharp as they'd like to be.
Dylan Abate will dig in for this face-off here for the Ducks. Taken in by a forward and then just knocked down to the back. Ducks will go maybe point to point here. Actually, back they try to get it to the slot, but taken away by the Huskies, and a chance to try and mount an offensive possession, but it was 1-on-3, those numbers not favoring Washington, and now they'll take the opportunity to change, do the Huskies. Couple of ducks right in each other's way in the neutral zone.
A little bit
That
of a
one,
miscommunication.
not great positioning.
Yeah, a little bit of a miscommunication in the neutral zone.
And this one will be ice, so Oregon with a chance to change. Washington not allowed to, as the faceoff goes in front of Jacob Gilmore.
And that's kind of what we've seen so far. There's great defense on both sides right in the neutral zone. Not much in either offensive zone for either team.
Certainly not, but Oregon able to capitalize on, really their one good opportunity, and we certainly saw a threat from Washington. There's a deflection, puck loose in front, but knocked away by the Husky defense. Oregon nearly making it 2-0 there. Icing immediately waved off, so Anderson will just come out to meet that one and knocks it to Joe Hoover. Pat Taylor with it now for the Ducks. Up forward, tried to find Trevor's shot. Pass wasn't quite on target. Huskies looking for icing there, but the linesman immediately waves it off. And now that was played back in by Daniels behind the net to Schott. Schott tries to find a teammate. It's Tommy Lewis that he connects with. And Lewis will throw it back behind the net to Schott. So Schott camps out behind the cage, trying to throw it to someone in the slot, but couldn't get a clean connection on that pass. And once again, the Oregon defense will just chase it into their own zone, but mount another offensive possession here. And that one fired from the neutral zone right into the glove of Gilmore, and he'll just put it down and let his defense set up and try and break out here. Taken away, though, and miscommunication there cost Oregon an opportunity for a shot, Dylan.
They did, yeah. It kind of looks like they're just, all over the place, running into each other. I don't know. Some interesting play so far.
Interesting play, but it has created some chaos in front of Gilmore, and I think the Ducks trying to mimic that frustration or recreate that frustration from last night. That's a shot thrown in front. You might have heard a little bit of a ping there. Taron Donnelly with it, throws it from the point, and Trevor McCarty saw where that was. I think there might have been a rebound goal opportunity. Meanwhile, penalty coming up. It's going to be a tripping, and it's going to be against Trevor McCarty. So we talked about it the other day. The gentleman with the best hair in the Pac-8 gets a chance to sit down and think about that tripping. 15:32 up on the board, and it's going to be a 2-minute power play opportunity for Washington, their first of the night. First opportunity, of course, then for the Ducks penalty killing unit. Puck thrown behind the net there. Battling with it in the corner, and that one going to trickle all the way down. Icing waved off, so Gilmore goes back to play it. Nick Shabara chasing a little bit, just trying to make the Huskies have to hurry their thought process here, and that they do, and it's Simon Matulik that's going to try and go maybe coast to coast. Now he thinks better of it and tried to find a teammate, but no one there. The puck thrown all the way back down. Gilmore going to collect it again, and it's Alex Black will start the rush for the Huskies. Puck taken away, though, and that one deflected up and out of play by Patrick Scarlotta. 14:43 left in this one, or in this first period of play. Oregon with that 1-0 lead.
Yeah, not too much on either end, despite that one goal, but Oregon really capitalized, and that's what this game's about.
And that one goal was scored by Nick Shabara, if you missed it, rebounding on the Patrick Scarlotta shot attempt. Try and say those names together 5 times fast, Dylan.
I won't take you up on that.
Well, a little bit easier of a name to say. It's Alex Black with it for the Huskies, as Ryan Minkoff got the puck but then lost a foot and goes down, loses the puck, but eventually back to the Huskies. They'll try and set something up from the defensive zone. Knocked in there, so just some kind of ping-pong hockey here as the puck goes end to end, but not many shots on goal. Still a battle behind the Ducks net as Oregon will try to break out here, and that puck thrown all the way down. Looked like it may have deflected off a Husky in the neutral zone as icing was waved off, and Gilmore will have to go once again to touch it, or icing, of course, waved off. It's still a power play, Dylan.
Yeah.
20 seconds left on that one.
Looks like everybody's getting in on the play, though. I saw the puck bouncing off one of the refs down there in the offensive zone. Don't think he was too happy about that, but not much you can do when you're a ref.
No, well, this icing, though, will not be waved off as it's called on the team on the power play, and that is one of the 7 deadly sins in hockey, Dylan, to ice the puck while you're on the power play. Face-off won by Oregon, and nearly a shot for a one-timer shorthanded opportunity there. Still an opportunity as Alex Seltzer throws a shot just wide. They're going to all but kill the penalty now. 2 seconds, 1 second. McCarty out of the box. The Ducks kill it off, and Trevor darts for the bench. Oregon will get a full unit out here.
Man, Isaac, that's just great play to keep it in the offensive zone with a man down, and great play to keep it in the offensive zone just then.
And a nice job by Brock Burgess there. Burgess with a nice game yesterday. Had a goal that was initially credited to Michael Luke. I think it's been corrected by now. And an assist as well. Don't think Luke was even on the ice at the time he scored that goal. I think the referee just saw 19 and thought it was 18 as Ryan Minkoff takes a shot that Taryn Donnelly gets a stick in the way of. Puck deflected into the netting.
Probably would have liked to have a body out there in front of the forward there, but at least he got a stick out and knocked that puck out of the wind.
Well, and sometimes if all you can do is just throw your stick out there enough to affect the play, you've done your job as a defenseman. You'd like to stop it completely and rather than set up another face-off like that, but the Ducks will take that rather than the shot getting through to Ty Anderton any day. Meanwhile, puck thrown forward for Seltzer as Oregon tries to set something up now. Collision behind the boards and Washington takes the puck. Kicked forward there, and that's Chris Stankovic for the Ducks will try and battle for it against Tyler Jennings of the Huskies, and now everyone's digging in the corner. The puck stuck in some feet, but moving just enough that the referee keeping an eye on it, not stopping the play. Now it is Chris Campbell with it for the Ducks, but the Oregon loses control and the puck taken by Washington in the neutral zone. Another interception, but once again back to the Huskies as they take it into the Oregon zone. Now this could be a breakaway opportunity for Shabara. Here he goes. Penalty drawn. Save made, but I think we saw it last night the other way, and I certainly think that's a clear goal-scoring opportunity that Nick Shabara had, and that's what Patrick Scarlotta is saying to the referee right now.
Oh, yeah, he was on the break, Isaac. He was, wide open, him and the goalie, and, the defender just didn't get away with it there.
Well, it will be Simon Machulik sitting in the box, so no penalty shot awarded. A 2-minute power play, though, if Oregon can score on it, will be just as good. It's going to be Seltzer digging in to take the face-off against the Husky captain, Ryan Minkoff. And Minkoff will win it for his shorthanded unit. And the puck now into the neutral zone, so Oregon has to reset again.
We saw them last night when they did have those power play opportunities. They had great shots at keeping the puck in the offensive zone, and getting those opportunities. I think that really contributed last night. Let's see if they can do it this time.
Not so much on this early power play opportunity for the Ducks, though, as they'll just go D to D passing here and now try and mount a rush all the way the length of the ice. It's Trevor Schott, Alex Seltzer, and Joe Hoover, along with Will Daniels on the ice right now. Or excuse me, that's Connor McBride rather than Schott out there. Or McBride along with Schott.
One of those combinations,
Some combination of Duck players are on the team, I promise you that. Huskies get the clearance on the power play there. Minkoff is just going to make life difficult for Joe Hoover, but Hoover knows what he's doing. Daniels throws it to the bench, and miscommunication there as Oregon was changing. Good job by Connor McBride to avoid the too many men. Now a shot by Scarlotta into the glove of Jacob Gilmore, who receives a tap on the head from his teammate. Nice save by Gilmore there.
I think that one was going to trickle in. That almost went 5-hole.
Scarlotta out there with Nick Shabara, Chris Stankovic, multiple members of the same household. A lot of these hockey guys living together, including about 8 of them in one house, so that's a fun time.
I'm not sure where they found a landlord to give them all a lease at the same time, but
I don't think the landlord really quite knew what he was putting his property in for. But
that is brave, Isaac. Very brave.
27 seconds left on the Washington penalty. It's Simon Matchulik sitting in the box. He kind of tripped up Nick Shabara on a breakaway opportunity. No penalty shot was called, though. It's just the 2-minute minor. Almost killed off by Washington here with about 10, or exactly 10:28 left in the first period. Oregon clinging to that 1-0 lead. Patrick Scarlatta, who's on the ice now, had a lot to do with that goal, as did the goal scorer, Nick Shabara. Stankovic, slap shot, hit a couple legs and didn't get all the way through, but collected by Oregon. Now another opportunity, it's Taron Donnelly. Donnelly thought about a point-to-point pass. Instead, he goes for Shabara. Shabara's got a man in the middle, instead goes back to the point. Taken through by Donnelly. Didn't get through to Gilmore, but Oregon somehow still with the puck. Nice job there by Shabara, battling, goes forward to Stankovic, who throws it on goal. Rebound was there, but Chris Campbell couldn't quite put it home, and then that puck kicked out by the Huskies, who have killed this penalty off now, and that one just sort of bounced on goal by Braden Kakak, collected by Ty Anderton, who's in goal for the Ducks tonight. A lot of names to keep straight here. Anderson one of the sort of two backups to Danny Cockrell, Trevor Peterson the other, and we hope to see Trevor get some playing time this year. Huskies with that face-off win, and they'll battle for it in the corner, but Dylan Abate takes it for the Ducks. Knocks it forward to Jake Yale. Yale was our cameraman last night, or one of their broadcast booth buddies up here. May not have actually run the camera. I think that was Ty Anderton on camera last night. Jake nice enough to sit down with us for a post-game interview, though.
There were we had quite a few friends up here last night.
It was a crowded booth up here last night. It's a crowded scorer's booth tonight. Seems to be where most of the scratches are congregating.
You know, we are missing one of our key broadcast team members, and he usually runs the scoreboard. That's a pretty important position.
That is. Nice fill-in duties though by our interim scoreboard manager tonight. It's just a battle for it there. Everyone digging the puck, barely moving, not ice or not frozen. That shot almost trickled through. Nice job by Gilmore just to track it. And finally the puck out of the zone. Could have been an opportunity for Washington there, but there was no one to meet the puck. And in now behind the net it goes. It'll be Brock Burgess with it for the Ducks. Intercepted very briefly by a Husky, and now into the neutral zone it goes. Oregon gonna take it. And they'll just dump the puck in and change here, so new units out. Looks like for both teams. Washington will bounce it off the boards there. It goes all the way down to Anderton, and it'll be Joe Hoover with it behind the net. Looks for Pat Taylor, who had Trevor Schott up the ice if he wanted him. Couldn't quite get there. Now they find Trevor Schott, but good job, stick defense there by the Huskies. Schott with it again and tried to throw that forward. Puck still somewhere in front of goal, and Trevor Schott will find it, tries to get it back to Joe Hoover. It looks like three rookies out there right now. Tommy Lewis, Trevor Schott, Joe Hoover, all rookies out there for the Ducks, and a lot of talent among that group.
Insane amount of talent. All of them really stood out in the tryouts, Isaac.
Yeah, and such a hard thing to do, you know, when you just have a 3-day tryout like that, where much of the tryout seemed like, you know, to your and my eye, it seemed to be, about half of every night there was a scrimmage where you're trying to develop team chemistry, where you know you need to stand out to the coach and you're trying to play with people you have never played with before. Certainly a challenging thing, and in some cases, I think Rich Salahor had his decision made very quickly.
Yeah, exactly.
Meanwhile, it's Hoover there, just knocked the puck forward. Pat Taylor with it, and Oregon with a chance maybe to set up a rush with numbers here. Instead, though, it'll just be dumped, and Trevor Schott got enough of a stick on the puck to avoid the icing as Oregon will change. Washington now spending a lot of time in their own zone, and that was briefly dangerous. Oregon regroups in their own zone now with some D-to-D passing. Taron Donnelly trying to find somebody, set something up, and he does find Trevor McCarty, who knocks it forward. McBride, but he couldn't quite get to it. That would have been a real pretty goal.
That would have been. That was right from Alex Solitzer to McBride again, like we saw last night. They have some pretty good chemistry.
They do, and when you get players that work together like that, well, there's a whistle, and it's going to be the referee on the far side making the penalty call. Looked like that one going to be a hook, and I think it'll go against Washington here. Looks like Ryan Minkoff taking the penalty. For a player who gets as much ice time in this series as Minkoff does, really not someone you see in the penalty box all too often.
Yeah, he plays smart. You know, he plays smart offense, doesn't really get caught up too many times.
Big power play opportunity for the Ducks, but a shorthanded breakaway by Washington and a good save by Anderton. Threat not over, though, as Washington trying to steal one shorthanded. And Oregon now going to go up the ice and try and develop their own power play rhythm here as Trevor Schott takes it, looking for Shabara. Instead, it goes back to the point on defense. And taken once again by Washington. Almost another breakaway opportunity shorthanded. So not a stellar power play so far for Oregon. But that can be changed in a heartbeat.
As we saw last night, you know, things can seem a little stagnant, and then they can just turn it right on and get a few goals pretty quick.
Washington does a good job of taking the puck away there, and they too will just actually throw the puck on net at Ty Anderton, who's going to be forced to cover this one up. So 1:02 left on the penalty to Ryan Minkoff, and Washington holding their own without their captain.
Yeah, you know, Washington does have a pretty nice set of people behind Ryan Minkoff that can play just as well.
When I think one of the things with this Husky team last year is there was, you know, Ryan Minkoff and Corey James at the top, and I don't think the rest of the team was really quite at the level they are this year. Now you don't have Corey James, so there's more pressure on everybody else to fill that gap, and I think they've done a nice job of that, been able to play like a much deeper team, not relying, on all Minkoff all the time, although he's got enough talent for it. Oregon on the power play. Taron Donnelly throws it on net. That one hit the post, and I think Jacob Gilmore didn't quite know where it was after it hit the post. Looked up and relieved to see the referee immediately wave it off right there on the spot. Had the good eye for it.
Wide open opportunity for a rebound on the right side. Looked like Trevor McCarty just wasn't quite in position.
And we've seen that a few times where Oregon almost had a rebound goal. Will we see another opportunity here as Alex Sulitzer danced with it, almost set something up? Minkoff standing in the penalty box. He's almost done in there. 2 seconds, 1 second. We're back to even strength. And I think that lasted all of about 1/10 of a second of 5-on-5 hockey there. Looks like a penalty called, and this is going to be Trevor McCarty coming to sit in the penalty box. His second visit to the box of the game, and charging the call? Is that what was made?
Charging was the call, which is interesting, as I didn't see too many strides put in on that hit. I would have seen an interference before a charging.
Well, anything can and anything does happen in the Pac-8.
As we saw.
As we have demonstrated many times before.
Keeps things fresh, though, Isaac.
It does, and it keeps us on our toes. It's a glove loose on the ice. Can't see who. Looks like it's Patrick Scarlatta's glove out there on the ice, so he's out there with an exposed hand. He's trying to keep it as protected as he can. There's a lot of bone out there when you have a hand exposed like that, and a lot of potential for injury. And Scarlatta will go to the bench now. Eventually, one would think that glove will be returned to him.
One would only hope. It is, Pac-8 hockey.
So there we go. That's our motto for the night: is that anything can happen. The anything right now is Washington with the puck in the offensive zone on the power play. Shot thrown right into the chest protector there of Ty Anderton, but that does not mean that was an easy save because he was screened pretty well there, and the puck just hit him in the chest. He was ready for it, threw the glove up there to cover up, get the face-off, and allow his team to change.
He was. I got to tell you, Isaac, Ty has got to be feeling pretty good right now. He's made quite a few pretty good saves on some pretty tough chances.
Yeah, and this is, I'm trying to think about this, really, the Ducks typically will just play Cockrell in a big game, and I don't want to say it for sure, but I've got to speculate that this is going to be probably the biggest game that Ty Anderton has been handed for the Ducks. Lot that can happen in this game, and a lot of pressure on Anderton in his first I-5 Cup appearance.
Oh, definitely. He's handling it pretty well so far.
Puck collected by Michael Luke, but he couldn't throw it beyond the neutral zone. It hit a Husky stick, and they keep the puck on the attack, on the power play. Good job there by the Ducks. That puck didn't quite leave the neutral zone. Oregon certainly thought it did, although I think that the linesman right there on the spot made the right call. Oh, another opportunity for Washington for the tap-in there. Couldn't quite make it happen, and now the puck does cycle back to the neutral zone. Oregon gets the opportunity to change, but here's an odd man rush, gloved by Anderton, and he immediately puts it down and knocks it away. That's a risky play.
It looked like he was trying to cover it up there, but he couldn't quite get it in his glove.
Well, no harm, no foul is 1-0 still the score. That shot hit a leg and almost was more trouble than it would have been if it gotten straight through. Rebound opportunity was there for the Huskies. Puck goes behind the net. Won by the Huskies. They still try to set something up, get some action in the slot, maybe go for a sort of a deflection goal there. Even strength hockey one more time. 2 minutes left in the period. 1-0 the score. Oregon leading on that Nick Shabara goal. Oregon, though, would just love to get one more here before the end of the period.
They would. Washington's been looking pretty good on the offensive pressure.
Ooh, and big shot from the point there is gloved by Gilmore. We've definitely seen in the last 10 minutes or so both of these teams ratchet up the pressure offensively, as we had a long sequence where both teams were getting good possession but not translating to any shots, and now certainly they're starting to turn things up and get things going a little more, but 1-0 still the score. Good showing from both tendies tonight. That's a dangerous opportunity. Shot in front, kick save, and a nice one by Gilmore on the shot by Dylan Abate. It's Ryan Eberle battling for the puck with Jake Yale out there, so lower portion of the bench lineup for the Ducks, but they're doing a good job out there holding their own at the end of the period. Two of those guys were scratches last night. Dylan Abate played last night and had a good game. Washington with it behind the puck. That's a good collision, and it's going to cause Washington's Keenan Smith to think a little bit more about what he was doing. Meanwhile, the puck, though, goes for the wraparound to the Huskies. Doesn't get all the way through. Puck is kept in the Oregon zone. Washington sets up, or tries to set up, the one-timer. I think Anderton did get a leg to that, so that was a big save. 38 seconds left. Enough time for each team to get a goal here, so would have a huge effect on the game if either one of these teams were able to get one past the goaltender.
Oh, it would. The Ducks are looking to go up 2-0. That'd put them in the prime spot, but then, Huskies don't want to go down with no goal on the board.
So Ryan Minkoff. Minkoff gets a shot. There's a rebound. Where's that puck? It's loose somewhere. And immediately it is whistled dead by the referee.
And that's not something the defenders are going to like to see, crashing the goalie like that. That's a bit of a risky move.
Bit of a risky move, and we saw some physical play last night, some skirmishes that basically had all the makings of a fight, but with gloves on. And this is a non-fighting league, and I don't think we can, you can't pencil in a fight, but wouldn't have been the most surprising thing, even though it would incur a suspension. I think that most of these guys are thinking, the season over the importance of the rivalry as the period comes to an end there. 1-0 the score. Oregon leading on the goal by Nick Shabara, set up by the shot of Patrick Scarlotta. We'll put a few minutes on the clock. The Zamboni is going to go and come and do a couple laps and do its thing. Dylan and I will be back with you in just a little bit for a bit of an intermission recap. Thanks again, though, for joining us for this first period. Second period is going to be coming before you know it. 1-0 the score. Well, 20 minutes in the books, 40 minutes to go, and it is 1-0 Ducks here. The goal scored on a rebound of a Patrick Scarlotta shot. Nick Shabara was right there for it as Oregon takes the 1-0 lead going into the break. Anything you think the Ducks need to do better in the second period, Dylan?
I didn't really see anything they can improve on. Passing, probably. It looks like they got their heads up. They're looking for that head man out on the break. They haven't been able to get it out to him yet to create that offensive break, but we'll see if they can get that going.
And one real bright spot we certainly saw in that first period was Ty Anderton in goal.
Oh, yeah.
Certainly a real nice luxury when you have a goalie like Danny Cockrell to be able to give him the night off.
Yep.
Something that, the Ducks had. Both of the backups this year, Ty Anderton, Trevor Peterson, were both on the team last year, but they didn't really get any ice time in the I-5 Cup. And I think, just to kind of keep the mileage down on Danny Cockrell, especially since we are so early in the season, is a real luxury for Rich Salahor. Now, that being said, if the second period doesn't go as well as the first period does, this is still an important game. Throwing the rivalry aside, it's an important game in the league standings, Dylan.
It is.
And I think that, maybe unfairly so, but Ty might have a short leash on him. Nothing against Anderton, though. Like we said, he has stopped every shot he's faced in that first period, and I think, has really impressed a lot of folks. We're going to take one more quick break, but don't go anywhere because we're going to be back in probably just about a minute or so for the second period. Well, here we go. It's time for the second period of play. Oregon has to get their lineup figured out, though, before we do that. Still some confusion here, so cue the Jeopardy music. And I think they're going to make them put the original 5 back out there. I think that's what this is. So Nick Shabara back to the bench, Trevor McCarty back out there. Face-off won by Ryan Minkoff all the way back, though, into the Husky zone. That's Taron Jandro that had it for the Huskies. And it'll be back to Jandro as Alex Sulitzer pressures him, tries to win the puck, and I think he does. Kicked by there by Trevor McCarty, but it's going to be Washington puck. They don't have the numbers, though, so they'll just dump it and then go for the physical play along in the boards. Washington trying to set up now. Shot nearly thrown on goal, but good job by Sulitzer there to deflect it. And now Oregon will get him the puck. Now here's an opportunity for the Ducks. Connor McBride with it. Tried to give it back to Will Daniels, but Daniels wasn't ready for the puck. And now Washington with the opportunity. It's Alex Black with it for the Huskies. Black moving laterally across the ice, but he threw the shot well wide. Ryan Minkoff with it, though. As Oregon tries to reestablish some possession, thrown forward by Stankovic, looking for McBride. Collected instead by a Husky. 18:45 left in this second period of play. Oregon still with the 1-0 lead.
Isaac, you're sounding quite a bit better tonight. You take some cough drops or Robitussin?
Got a little bit of water in my system. Not coughing up quite as many. Not coughing up quite the same storm. Well, there's a fall there from Taron Donnelly. Always scary when you see people go legs first into the boards.
Yeah, definitely not something you want to see, especially in the beginning of the second period.
Nick Shabara with it for the Ducks. Here's a 2-on-2 break with Shabara and Campbell. Shabara nice enough to give up his jersey number for Chris Campbell, who makes his return to the Ducks this year. So Shabara let go of 36 and picked up 28.
Not a whole lot going on here right in the beginning of the second period. Not too many tests for either end.
Nice face-off win there by Abate. Ducks get it with the point, thrown on net. Nice save, Gilmore. Ryan Eberle tried to win it forward. Instead, though, that puck going to go all the way back in front of Ty Anderton. It's Brock Burgess spinning with it. Gets it to Dylan Abate. He'll throw it forward, caught by a Husky. And now caught by Brock Burgess as both teams trying to get something, anything set up in the attacking zone in this second period. Thrown all the way. Taken behind the net by the Huskies, but they won't get it forward. And that one looked like it was maybe going to trickle out of play. Instead, it does just stay in the ice surface. Bunch of shots in this second period, but nothing that's really gone on goal. And penalty coming up against the Ducks there. Looked like it might be another one of those boarding calls or cross-checking, something of that variety. It'll be Rawlings coming over to make the call. And boarding is indeed the call.
This is something we didn't want to see by the Ducks. These silly penalties. They really gotta make sure they cut down on those.
Yeah, one or two here, not the end of the world, but you really don't want them to add up. The challenging thing on the penalty kill is even if you're able to successfully kill off the penalty, it's just physically more tiring play, and Oregon wants to take advantage of the fact that they do have a much thicker bench or many more options to choose from, but if you're limiting that to the guys killing penalties, you really minimize that advantage that you would otherwise have.
And I mean, as we saw in Cal too, the same thing happened there. It didn't seem like it was going to be an issue, but they really pile on fast once they start going.
Absolutely, they do. Well, power play opportunity for the Huskies here, so some sustained puck possession in the Oregon zone. It's Ryan Minkoff trying to set the play up. That one, well, apparently it didn't leave the ice. Here could have been a shorthanded breakaway opportunity, but the puck just a little bit too fast for Trevor Schott. Still forces Jake Gilmore to cover it up, though, so all of a sudden, after that sustained puck possession, here comes a face-off into Washington zone with 1:37 still left on that penalty to Jake Yale. Face-off won by the Ducks too. Joe Hoover threw it right on net, and the save left a rebound, but no Duck there for it. Alex Sulitzer now. There's a opportunity, and a backhander by McBride goes just wide. Ryan Minkoff for the Huskies now. Again, the zone on the power play, rather. Cleared forward. Nice job by Alex Sulitzer to kick the puck down and control it there. And a dangerous throw there, thrown on net and deflected right into the pads. Almost a deflection goal, but in the wrong net. As that was number 20, Braden Vandermoon for the Huskies, nearly in the worst possible place at the worst possible time. Oregon doing a very good job of pressuring the Huskies, Dylan, on this penalty.
They are, and I was just going to say, even though they are down, they like to keep that aggressive penalty kill out there. They do get quite a few chances with the wide open ice.
30 seconds left, just about, on that penalty. That puck looked like it did deflect and hit the netting, so the faceoff gonna remain in front of Jacob Gilmore. We've seen, seems like a good 50-50 split of where the puck has actually been on this power play.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. And, not really too many tests on either end. There have been some shots, but seems like they're all kind of going wide right now.
And a couple of the best opportunity we nearly saw in this power play was one that was shorthanded on that near breakaway from Trevor Schott, but the puck just thrown a little bit too quickly ahead of him. That one not touched by anyone, and it will be iced. So Washington really just not making a whole lot out of this penalty opportunity or this power play opportunity. Something that I think the coaching staff is, if they pull our film off of YouTube and they watch this game film, they're not going to like this power play.
They're probably not too happy about that, no. And
once again, they're thrown down, and Oregon going to be able to easily clear. And that's going to just about do it. 6 seconds left, so standing in the penalty box is Jake Yale. His opportunity to get out of there is right now. He'll go straight for the bench. The Ducks will get a different group out there. Well, now Yale cut to the puck. And now back to the bench he goes. That one over the head of Ty Anderson. He had his glove up there just in case.
And that's going to be a penalty. It looks like it's probably interfering on the Ducks.
Well, looks like it's going to be a roughing call against Washington. And
interesting.
Little bit gingerly skating to the bench on that play looks like Chris Stankovic there, so we'll keep an eye on him.
I did hear the hit, and then I saw a little bit of a shove from Stankovic against the Washington player, and that's what led me to believe it was going to be interfering, because at that same moment,
and
the ref
so often you see the retaliation called and not the original action. This time, though, it'll be Tyler Jennings sitting down to think about what he's done for 2 minutes, and Chris Stankovic nurses that injury on the bench. Doesn't go to the locker room, so nothing too serious. Another shorthanded opportunity there, so it seems to be the theme of this second period so far is shorthanded opportunities.
Yeah, we saw it all night last night from the Ducks. It looks like the Washington got that.
Oh, here's an opportunity for Solitzer, and the shot pushed just wide. Washington now ticks it forward again on Ty Anderson, so Oregon sits behind their own net. It's Joe Hoover trying to set up a breakout here. And he finds Will Daniels, who will take it in. Daniels goes back, sets up his own shot, thrown, and a glove save made by Gilmore there. Good job by Will Daniels. He looked like he was going to just break hard for the corner, and then he stopped, turned around, and had a shooting lane. He said, hey, well, why not? And he was able to get it on target.
Yeah, he is one of the playmakers. He can get out there and dance and really create some opportunities.
We talked about that experience that Will Daniels has last night, and that makes itself known at opportunities like that, just making the smart play and sort of not being intimidated by the moment.
That was something we saw last season as well. One of the
slap
points
shot there didn't get quite through. Good job by the Huskies to get in the way of it, and Ryan Minkoff trying to create an offensive opportunity of his own. But it'll be Nick Shabara with it for the Ducks, along with Chris Stankovic. Good to see him skating full speed. Shabara shot. That one looked like it was affected somehow by a Husky defenseman as it went well wide. Stankovic with it, though, behind the net. He'll take it all the way around. He's got Taron Donnelly at the point. He finds him. Donnelly went for the pass there rather than the one-timer shot. Did find Nick Shabara, but nothing much Shabara could do with it. And that one going to be cleared by the Huskies. 20 seconds left on the power play.
Looks like they're going to get about one more chance here, see if they can make some magic
maybe
happen.
One good rush here. They're going to have to make everything happen on one play. And that one just kind of thrown at Jacob Gilmore. It'll bounce through and go over him. That's going to do it for the penalty. And they try to get the puck right away to Jennings out of the box, but going to be interrupted by Chris Stankovic in their plans to do that.
That was just great defensive play by Stankovic. Get in front of the offensive guy and screen him off the puck.
Well, and how often do we see teams try and find another penalty coming up against the Huskies? There's the whistle.
This is getting a little obscene. Nowhere near the play was number 11, and he just went straight for Chris Stankovic. That's not something we like to see.
And Stankovic trying to figure out what he's done to deserve all of this on the receiving end.
Guy. I've never seen any kind of anger. He could be a different player on the ice as far as I know, but
J.D. White takes the penalty for Washington. 12:17 left in this middle frame. 2 minutes on that penalty. So another power play opportunity for the Ducks as Will Daniels gets it off the Oregon faceoff win. Thrown behind the net, McCarty with it. He'll look for Daniels and find him. Daniels has Joe Hoover. Instead, he goes back to McCarty, back to McBride. They try and stuff it in. Puck's in front of the net. Where is it? It is somewhere in the equipment of Jacob Gilmore.
And this is starting to get a little bit of the chippiness that we expected last night, Isaac. You know, maybe it was just a little too wide of a deficit from the Huskies, but now that being down one, it's.
Yeah, this game's certainly right. Still to be decided. 1-0 is the score. Oregon on the power play, and that one set up for Will Daniels at the point, but just somehow got by him, and Oregon has to reset entirely here. Daniels going to try and do it all by himself as he will take the puck in. Still with it is Daniels, and he finally gives it up now to Connor McBride, who throws it towards Gilmore. Gilmore makes a save there.
That was a great blocker save. Got right in front of it.
And Washington tries to clear. They'll get it out of the zone, but not all the way down. So it looks like a half change for Washington as Oregon tries to get something set up. It's Alex Sulitzer with it. Sulitzer has it on the near side boards, goes behind the net. Back to Sulitzer it goes now. Somehow Oregon still wins that puck. It's Connor McBride with it. McBride looking for McCarty. He'll find him. McCarty's got Sulitzer. Goes up to Will Daniels at the point. Daniels, a shot through traffic, goes just wide. Washington going to clear the puck here. Oh, no, they won't. A nice job to knock it down by Taron Donnelly there. Really alert play as he just swatted at that with his glove.
Nice.
And now it does go back into the neutral zone. The nice play, though, by Taron Donnelly.
Oh, nice heads-up play, hand-to-eye movement. That was perfect.
That one again thrown the length of the ice. No icing called. And a shot by Alex Black. Looks like it hit the stick of Ty Anderson. Patrick Scarlotta with it for the Ducks now. He'll throw it on goal. Bounces off of Jacob Gilmore. And does Scarlotta get his own rebound there and throw it to Gilmore again?
It looks like he did.
Good movement, good puck movement, and good pressure from the Ducks in this second period, but nothing past Jacob Gilmore just yet. Only the one goal in the first period. There's 6 seconds left on the power play, so maybe one more chance for the Ducks. Scarlotta, and there is Chris Campbell. Puck goes wide to Scarlotta behind the net, though. Thrown in front. Puck's bouncing around again. It's loose out there. Washington will get to it first. They've got to go straight in the wrong direction, though, as there was no north-south movement for them to make. Michael Luke throws it on net. And another hit well off the play there by the Huskies as Patrick Scarlotta was sat down. No call this time.
Right in front of the ref as well. Kasparovsky, line judge, but...
Not able to call penalties, and you know it's killing him inside.
It is. Oh, yeah.
Oh, we love you, Alish.
And there is another one.
And this game's starting to get a little more physical. Teams expecting to get calls, too. Well, here's an opportunity. Good shot. Score to the Ducks. Dylan Abate with the wrist shot goal there. And there goes the goal horn. It is 2-0 with 9:18 left in the second period. Just past the halfway point, Abate doubles the Duck lead.
Isaac, that one was all about team play. Had the screen right in front of the goalie. Couldn't see him coming far post, and Abate just put it home.
Yeah, he did. Real nice location on that shot. Good, accurate shot. Wasn't the hardest shot from Abate, but sometimes it's a little bit more about accuracy, and I think that was the case there as he was able to beat a very good Tendy. Abate involved in the play again there, but it'll be Washington's puck. They try to find Ryan Minkoff. They do, and Minkoff nearly found Alex Black for the tap-in goal there.
That was a great centering pass.
Yeah, really great vision from Ryan Minkoff. He's somebody who makes his teammates better. And, the Ducks, talking with some of them after the game last night, they say it's almost unfortunate how nice of a guy he is. It almost makes him hard to play against. And he's certainly a fun kid to watch play hockey, even though he does wear that W on his chest. That one thrown length of the ice pretty much by Jake Yale, but it did enough to force a save.
Yeah, it looks like he got a little worried about it there.
Puck now will just rattle around the end boards. And Taron Donnelly is going to go pick it up for the Ducks. Makes one move. He's beat some guys. And Oregon now, if they really hurry, they've got a 3-on-2 now. It's Pat Taylor centering. And if that found Taylor's stick, I think it would have been 3-0. Instead, it's the Huskies breaking up the ice. Thrown through the middle, could still be a Washington opportunity, could still be, and a nice save by Ty Anderton, who is seeing the puck so well tonight.
He's got to feel really proud of himself right there. Every time he's been tested, he's been calm, cool, collected, and been able to make routine saves, every save.
Anderton, not a big guy, but he does a good job for a smaller goaltender of filling the frame of the goal and really sort of, you talk about athletes being sure-handed. I'm not quite sure what the equivalent term would be for hockey, but Ty's certainly sure of himself on that save.
If heart has anything to do with it in hockey, Ty Anderton is one of the biggest guys on the ice right now.
I think you jinxed me earlier, Dylan, when you said I wasn't coughing, because it's been non-stop since that point.
And the coughs are back, ladies and gentlemen.
Back is the puck in the offensive zone for the Ducks. They'll battle for it. Michael Luke, though, going to start moving backwards. Oregon with the puck. They had it through the neutral zone. They'll take it back again. Here's Pat Taylor with it. Oregon tries to set something up. Tommy Lewis and Pat Taylor got a little confused over who was doing what there. And Michael Luke making a good play on the puck. Luke hasn't really hit much of anything tonight, but he's done a good job of staying out of the box. Here's an opportunity for Trevor Schott. He scores! What a goal!
Oh, boy, Isaac, that was beautiful.
And, we talk about how Denny Cockrell, as a goaltender, will show you something and then take it away at the last second. Kind of the inverse from Trevor Schott there. The whole way, he shows one shot, and then he changes his move at the last second.
Oh, yeah.
And does more than enough to beat Gilmore. 3-0 your score.
Shot beautiful. Got right in position, right in front of the tendy there. Puts it backhand, and then last second just puts it forehand home.
Almost looked like that puck was going to have been too far out in front of him. He did a real good job to make that play happen in the first place. Just throwing his stick out there, collecting the puck, and was able to get it on goal and in the goal for the 3-0 lead. Connor McBride with the buck behind the net. Ducks go point to point, or they try to, but it trickles behind Will Daniels. Daniels throwing it forward for McCarty. McCarty tries to find Connor McBride, but it's taken away by Washington. Austin Hutchinson, the Husky there, that gained the zone, but just did enough to throw it behind, tries a little bit of the dump and chase, but it's Oregon that'll take the puck. Oh, now taken away by the Huskies. That was a dangerous opportunity. Penalty coming up against Oregon. And puck is in the net there, but the whistle blew first.
That's got to be cross-checking, Isaac.
Yeah, and we talked about how every once in a while we will give credit to the officials, and excuse me there. Tonight they've been doing a good job. The right call on McBride there.
Speaking of the officials, I think part of the chippiness we're seeing is coming from kind of a lack of calls on both ends. They're letting both teams play and get kind of physical out there, so much to the frustration of both teams.
Yeah, it's the old paradox. You want them to let you play when you're the one laying the hit, and you want it to be called tightly when you're on the receiving end. But I think a good even game being called by these officials, and
bit of a wrestling move there on both ends.
I'm not sure quite what that was there. I think Ryan Minkoff is especially confused as to what was happening. He's not a particularly chirpy player, but he was in the referee's ear a little bit. It's Troy Gassler who'll try to throw it on net, hit the foot of Chris Stankovic, and Taron Donnelly will clear.
Somebody go ahead and send some cough drops to the rink exchange. That would be much appreciated by Isaac.
That would be 796 East 13th Avenue, Eugene, Oregon. Care of Oregon Hockey. Standing in the box is McBride, about halfway through his penalty. A little bit antsy maybe to get out of the box.
Yeah, he's always a player that's always ready to get out on the ice and try to make things happen. He likes to be, likes to dance around out there, but he definitely is a player that has the skill to do so.
Well, here's Minkoff. He tries to get around Brock Burgess and does, but not with much speed. That one was a dangerous play as the puck was free in front of goal for a little bit. Taking Minkoff all over the place. That one is a goal from Ryan Minkoff, as he will jump into the boards in celebration, and Alex Black will jump into him in celebration and nearly falls over.
And that was good by the Huskies. He came across ice. Everyone was kind of stagnant. Ty Anderton just left the 5-hole wide open, and he put it home.
Yeah, and I think that puck, it might have been deflected or took some kind of a weird bounce on its way in. I don't think that Anderton was prepared for it, because you saw that kind of bounce up into the net. We talked about going bar down yesterday on some of McBride's goals. That one a little bit the opposite, but it still counts, and that one nearly thrown in on goal. 4:08 left in this second period of play. Oregon with the 3-1 lead over Washington in the second game of the I-5 Cup. Oregon looking for the 2-0 lead in this series, but a lot of work left to be done. Joe Hoover throws it forward. Trevor McCarty tries to battle, and the puck ends up being thrown now into the Oregon zone. It'll be taken by Will Daniels as he throws the pass across to Joe Hoover. Oh, there's a collision there at center ice. All legal low, and it's Hoover with it now, wearing the number 6 for the Ducks.
Bit of a hesitation by the Husky player there to drop the puck, and I think he was letting him know it.
Well, and another whistle behind the plate, another penalty coming up. It's going to be another one against Washington. I think slash was the call that time. And it's Taryn Jandro going to sit down again. Slashing indeed the call. 2 minutes going on the clock.
Isaac, the Ducks here would love to put up one more goal right before the half, and they have the chance to do it with that 2-minute penalty.
They do. 3:23 left in the period. 2 minutes, of course, on the penalty, so we'll see if Oregon can take advantage. Initially, though, it's Washington able to, before that power play even gets started, to clear the zone. Trevor Schott tried to throw it on goal, instead had to just throw it behind goal. And now the puck back to Donnelly and back into the neutral zone. Short-handed opportunity. It's number 9 on number 9. Alex Black will win the race against Chris Stankovic. One-timer to Minkoff, and the save by Anderson. The puck into the netting. And that's 53 left.
That's one of those 50-50 pucks we were talking about yesterday. You would have liked to see Stankovic.
Oh, we got another penalty called here, I think.
Well, let's see what the refs decide is going on.
Well, it looked like he was trying to, maybe he was just saying get to the bench or something. I certainly saw some kind of hand gesture from the referee there. Am I going crazy, Dylan?
No,
or did you
definitely.
see that too?
I saw that as well. I'm not entirely sure what's going on.
Maybe going crazy. We're a little bit past that point here, but at least it's good to know that I wasn't the only one who saw that. No call made on the play, though. Alex Salter takes it all the way behind net, still with it. He'll go for wide open Will Daniels. That one a dangerous play as Daniels threw the puck in on net and it was deflected. Ends up going behind the goal, though. Another opportunity for the Ducks. Puck is loose somewhere. Oregon looking for it, and once again, it's just going to be somewhere underneath Jacob Gilmore. The play blown dead.
Great cover. A lot of green sweaters there right in front of the net, and he made a good play on it.
Officially 2:23 left on the clock. Dylan will stop it as soon as we reach that point. We will try and keep our clock as close to the official time as possible.
I try, Isaac. I try.
Oh, and it's certainly a valiant effort. Oh! Oh, and a great goal there by the Ducks. That one somehow sneaking its way through, and it's Joe Hoover lighting the lamp. So you talked about it, Dylan. Oregon loving to get one more, take advantage of the power play, and there they do that. They do so. 4-1 your score. 2:18 left in the second, though, so plenty of time for Washington to be able to respond here going into the second intermission.
Yeah, that kind of caught me off guard a little bit, Isaac, as I was changing the clock, but this really puts Washington in a strange position going into the third period, 3 down. You got to wonder how they're going to come back against this.
And Oregon has to remember to have a fifth skater on the ice. There we go. That's how you play hockey.
Rules, Isaac, rules.
I don't think Oregon wants to play 5-on-4 when they don't have to.
That's a bold move, Isaac. Got to see if it pays off.
Well, we shall see. I think that they're going to opt for the fifth skater rather than trying that radical new strategy. The fifth skater looked like it was Trevor Schott coming into the play. Michael Luke throwing it on goal, very nearly finding it. And, we've talked about a couple penalties Oregon is taking tonight that they shouldn't have. Credit to Michael Luke. We give him a hard time a lot for taking a lot of penalties. He hasn't taken one tonight. Now, Dylan, it was 1:46 left in the second period when I mentioned he hadn't taken one. So we will compare that to the clock if and when he does take one to see the effect of the commentator's curse on Michael Luke.
We'll see. He's been behaving so far tonight. We'll see if he can keep that up. It's definitely going to be hard. Game's getting chippy out there, frustrations are high.
That puck nearly hitting us in the broadcast booth. That is an expensive camera, boys, and you break it, you buy it.
And, as we've been accustomed to quite a few times, we get those wild pucks up in here. Keeps us on our toes, Isaac.
It does. And, in fact, I was hit with the puck once when I was working in the scores booth. Hit me right in the wrist, and it stung for the rest of the period. Face-off won by the Ducks. They'll take it behind the net, does Michael Luke. Looked for Brock Burgess, but the puck a little bit too fast for him. Washington with it now. Oh, good job by Luke, but the puck hit Pat Taylor in the foot. Battling for it now, and the puck once again just thrown behind the net. 59 seconds left, so under a minute left in the second period. Oregon with a 4-1 lead here. Pat Taylor with it. Oregon still with it. Trevor Schott tried to go near post there. I don't know if that shot ever got through.
No,
that's a nice hit made by Pat Taylor.
Wide.
And Taylor run into by Troy Gasser. And just a drop of the stick there. Thought maybe we were having a little more, but I think Troy Gasser thought better of it. Size-wise, I don't know. That's the matchup Pat Taylor wants.
He's been known to get a little wild out there. So I don't know. I feel like he'd take that invitation.
Well, 15 seconds left in the period, so maybe a chance for one more team to set up one more play. This could be it, but the puck just confusing Jake Yale there. He had the opportunity, but he couldn't quite figure things out. 2 seconds, 1 second, no seconds left in the period. 4-1 your score at the end of 40 minutes of play. Dylan, how did we get here?
It's been all about position tonight. Passing, as I would have liked to see, hasn't been quite on point. They've been looking up ice, and that's good, but we really want to see them connect on those passes. Hopefully we'll be able to see that into the third period. But positioning and, team play has been big. We talked about earlier when I believe it was the third goal screened for, I'm blanking at the moment.
For the goal scorer.
For the goal scorer, for the Ducks, definitely. Screened perfectly right in front of the net. You got to hope to see more of that in the third period.
Absolutely. Well, I think the Ducks, really doing a good job of picking up where they left off last night. But, and here's the but, Oregon looked really good through 40 minutes of play last night and came out a little bit sluggish in the third period. Was it sluggishness because it was the third period, or was it taking your foot off the gas because the score at one point got all the way up to 9-2? That's going to be the question that we'll have to answer in the third period. We're going to take a quick break here and come back for some intermission recaps in just a moment.
we're going to win a lot of games and make the playoffs and win the championship.
What's the question?
Slide, go!
Oh, okay, yeah. Projection for the season. We're gonna score some goals. We're gonna stop some pucks. We're gonna play hockey. That's what we're gonna do this season. I tell you, boys. Huh?
Hit me. Wrap. Go! Yes!
Well, we are back. 1 minute and 30 seconds, it says on the clock, before we get ready for some third period action. 4-1 your score, and we hope you enjoy the videos we've been playing for you or during the intermission. We had a lot of fun making those Take Back the Cup videos, and there were a lot more ideas than were actually used, so maybe we'll have to find a way to use those at some other point.
Yeah, definitely. You know, we definitely have a lot of ideas as well that we can bring out. You know, it's a long time till the next 2 games, so Take Back the Cup is going to be kind of the mantra for our season as far as, you know, the broadcast aspect of it.
Absolutely. Well, just less than a minute left in this intermission. Like we said, we are just about ready. The Zamboni has done its thing. The ice looks great. It is 4-1, but a 3-goal lead at this level is by no means insurmountable.
Not at all. No, it can, as we saw last night, you know, it can go up pretty fast one way or the other. And, you know, UW came out really fast and really strong in the third period last night, so we're going to see if they can do the exact same thing tonight and kind of take Oregon by surprise. We'll see.
Meanwhile, Ty Anderton gets ready in front of his goal, and of course you always see this happen. The Zamboni guy spends so much hard work getting the ice to look all pretty between periods, and then what do the goaltenders do as soon as they take the ice? They go and they ruin it in their crease, try to get themselves some good footing.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Anderton, he's looked great tonight, getting the sort of spot start in place of Danny Cockrell, who is, I'm sure, enjoying the opportunity to just sit back and watch for once and not have all the pressure on his shoulders.
Oh, definitely. Ice time well deserved by Ty Anderton. He's just handled everything perfectly tonight.
Yeah, and Anderton, you know, somebody who's going to be getting a lot more ice time next year, as Danny Cockrell and Trevor Peterson won't be there to share the minutes with him. So important for him to get confidence, you know, in his ability to play at this level this year, while he does have the ability to be that backup. Meanwhile, third period of hockey is underway. 4-1 still the score. Oregon leading in this all-important second home game. That's a shot, another shot, multiple opportunities there for Washington. They still have the puck. It's loose in front again. Again, it's loose. Anderton lost his stick, I believe. And it looks like it's he's holding a stick of Joe Hoover right now, so he just had something. And we talked about nice guy on the Huskies, Ryan Minkoff. He goes over to collect the stick of Ty Anderton.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Minkoff, you know, just everything we've heard about this kid. Class act.
We know members of the Minkoff family always comment while we have these UW broadcasts, so
some of our most dedicated viewers.
Yeah,
actually.
and you know, we do appreciate you putting up with us, even if you might be watching with us on mute. You know, you don't have to tell us that. It's 19:15 left in the period. 4-1 still the score. Here is Ryan Minkoff for the Huskies through the neutral zone. Threw it on goal, but wide of the cage. Taryn Donnelly goes crashing into the boards, trying to collect. Now it's Joe Huber for the Ducks as they look to gain the zone. That puck thrown almost goes into the Duck bench. Good job there by Trevor McCarty. Got his foot in the way. Alex Seltzer. Here's a 2-on-1 with McBride, but a good job by Troy Gasser to get his body in the way of that puck. Could have been a dangerous, dangerous chance for Oregon. Neutral zone hockey here is both teams trying to set something up. Trevor McCarty got run into there, and here's a chance for Oregon. Backhanded, and oh, he forgot the shot, did Alex Seltzer. Did everything else, but he forgot to score the goal.
That was a great move. I mean, he had it wide open on the far side.
McBride with the shot is saved, and Seltzer gets the rebound out, pokes it back to McBride, but Washington rather will collect again. Good sequence though early from the Ducks. And down goes McBride, totally off the play. Just caught a bit of an edge there.
Yeah, it's something we've kind of seen all night from everybody, really.
So maybe need to tighten those skates or sharpen the blades or something there.
You know, I was actually out there earlier this morning. The ice is pretty slick. You know, usually it's got a bit of a, you know, you can get your footing on it, but it's pretty slick tonight.
Oh, and nice defense there as Oregon just stops that from ever becoming a thing. Michael Luke, who still has not taken a penalty tonight, throws the puck forward, but it's offside. Much better discipline tonight from Michael Luke.
Yeah, definitely. You know, 3 minutes into the third period and still nothing for him. So we'll see how long it lasts.
We shall see. It is Luke with the puck, and he threw it towards Brock Burgess. Then it'll be Patrick Scarlotta that just dumps it in. Nick Shabara threw his body towards a Husky, but no body-on-body contact made. Here's Alex Black with it for Washington. This could be trouble, but the shot thrown wide. Scarlotta battles for it. Minkoff out in front for Washington. Here he goes. Puck's loose in front. And the whistle blows, and Ty Anderton's on top of it, and Patrick Scarlotta steps into a Husky there. Ducks do not like those Washington Huskies being anywhere in the vicinity of Ty Anderton. Rightly so, protecting Anderton's crease are the Ducks.
Yeah, and that's something you see from any team, really. You get into that crease in front of the goalie and start poking at that puck. That's something, you know, the team doesn't like very much. They don't take too kindly to it.
No, at the other end of the ice, I'm sure the Ducks would be fine with it, but then the Huskies might have a problem.
They definitely would. I have no doubt about that.
So taken in behind the net, thrown in front, and that one shot goes wide. And now out of the zone it goes, and here's going to be on the chase is Ryan Eberle. Good to see Eberle getting some action tonight. And Will Daniels can't keep this one in, so Oregon going to have to reset entirely once more. And here is Jake Yale with it for the Ducks now. Yale throws it forward to Abate, who's probably going to pay the price for getting the puck there behind the net. Indeed, he does. Washington trying to break out here. But Oregon doing a good job setting up defensively. Doesn't leave Washington many options. And the D-to-D pass from the Ducks now. 15:48 left in this one. Oregon still maintaining that 4-1 lead. Picking up on any third period tendencies, Dylan?
You know, so far it looks like the Ducks have had most of the offensive possession time. It's like they're doing a really good job of dictating play, and we'll see if they can keep that going.
And here's Abate in the neutral zone with it. He is hit hard right between the boards, and it's going to draw a penalty there right between the benches. That can be a dangerous play when you get hit into that stanchion. And it's going to be Bredden Kakak paying the price for that infraction. We'll see if it's 2 or 4 put on the board.
This
should only be 2.
Yeah, it should. This is something we've kind of seen UW having a tough time with this whole series.
It should only be 2, but not that kind of 2, as 2 seconds are on the board right now, and we'll see if they get that figured out. There it goes.
Well, he was serving 2 penalties.
2 penalties at once, so yeah. 2 minutes and 2 seconds of penalty time. Shot thrown or a pass in front. McBride would have been there for the one-timer, but he couldn't get a stick to it. Now goes back to McBride behind the net. One-timer shot from Alex Selitzer goes just wide. They had a couple options there. Selitzer still with it. Gives it to Stankovic, and now it'll just roll back all the way around the corner. But the Ducks somehow still with possession. Trevor McCarty's in front. That shot hits some metal. And it goes back to Stankovic at the point. Stankovic throws it deflection. Puck loose, but doesn't end up in the goal. Going to be cleared by Washington here. And Ty Anderton forced to play it. But he makes a nice pass to Alex Sulzer, who finds Connor McBride. McBride tried to dance around Josh McGrew, but he wasn't able to. Here's Selitzer, though. Selitzer makes 1 move and then 2. Stops, turns back around. Looks for somebody. Chris Stankovic goes to the opposite point to get it. Puck just knocked down behind the net by McBride. McBride still with it, and then he lost track of it. Thrown forward by Donnelly, and it'll be loose in front. Oregon going to maintain possession here on the power play. 40 seconds left on that. But Washington with the opportunity to clear if they got to the puck first, but it was Chris Campbell with it. And now to Joe Hoover. Joe Hoover throws it behind the net to Sulzer. Sulzer went for the one-timer for Trevor Schott, but the puck couldn't quite be directed on net, and Hoover a little bit slow to get up there as he will gingerly skate to the bench. Looks like something with that right lower body, to use the hockey term.
Yeah. Looks like he'll be all right. Might just got the wind knocked out of him. We'll probably see him back in his next line.
An icing called there. Oregon doesn't like that call at all. We talked about one of the 7 deadly sins in hockey, icing the puck on the power play. We've seen it from both teams tonight so far. Oregon would have you believe that there was no icing on that last play, but it really doesn't matter what happens. It matters what the officials call. And as a result of that call, we have a face-off in front of Ty Anderton. That face-off won by the Ducks, but right to the Huskies as Kakak is out of the box. And Oregon with the puck now. They try and set something up. 2-line pass attempt. A little bit in front of Trevor Schott, but he'll still get to it first. Schott with it behind the net. Tries to find a teammate. Intercepted by Washington. And now taken away by Schott. Schott will kick it forward to himself. It's Alex Sulzer with it for the Ducks. Goes behind the net. Taron Donnelly to Chris Stankovic. Stankovic throws it on net. Blocker save made Gilmore. Now the opportunity for Washington, but the puck too far out in front of Austin Hutchinson, and the opposite number 5, Taron Donnelly, collects for Oregon. They were looking for Trevor's shot there, but Troy Gasser got in the way of the puck. Washington trying to make something happen here. They need to start getting goals together if they want to come back in this game. 4-1 the score, almost at the halfway point of this third period. 12 minutes and 10 seconds are left in the third and final frame.
Yeah, Isaac, looks like they're having a little bit of trouble connecting on those passes. If they want to get back into this game, they're going to have to tighten up that offensive possession time.
There's Dylan Abate with it, and he was looking for his second goal of the game, but the shot went wide. Abate still hacking at sticks there, but it'll be Washington with the puck. It's number 15, Tyler Jennings, taking it up the ice, but Oregon intercepts. And now trying to take it down the ice are the Ducks. It's Pat Taylor will throw it forward. Jake Yale going to go and chase that puck. Gasser goes back and forth, tries to set something up, and goes for the 2-line pass. No icing called there. I don't know why it was waved off. And just a swing and a baseball-style attempt by Alex Black there. Swing and a miss. Oh, and a nice goal from Minkoff. So it is 4-2.
Interesting song choices so far tonight. That's some strange ones.
Some strange ones indeed, but what are you going to do about it?
As they say, Isaac, that will happen.
That they do say that. That will get said.
And it does happen sometimes. Looks like we have a little stoppage in play here.
Yeah, a little bit of an equipment issue for Jacob Gilmore to deal with. Gets a little bit of help from everyone's favorite Czech official.
Playing the role of line judge again tonight. Could have made a few calls, but unfortunately, probably had to bite his tongue on a few of those.
And he helps. Looks like Gilmore's equipment issues are taken care of. 11:08 left in this game. 4-2 the score, so not to sound like a cliche here, but this next goal in this game is going to be of paramount importance. If Washington can get it to pull it to a 1-goal game, we are going to have a just a real crazy ride to the finish. If Oregon can get it, reestablish that 3-goal lead, really going to make things a lot different. Dylan Zabate there looked like he might have gotten arms around a Husky. No call, though. Shot gets through. Actually, I think that was Stankovic. It's a 9, not an 8. And here's Pat Taylor with it. Taylor tried to make a move. Does fire it to Gilmore. And it's collected, and well, there we talked about it at the other end when it was extracurriculars in front of Anderton. Now it's Washington trying to clear space in front of their own netminder.
Yep. We knew it was going to happen, and it did, Isaac.
And it did, and it will likely happen again before this night is over.
You know, we still have 10 minutes up on the clock, so anything can happen. I'm sure it'll start to get pretty chippy here when the clock winds down.
10 minutes and 24 seconds to be precise, Dylan. Looks like there's
precision was never my best suit.
Still something to be figured out in the Gilmore crease. Not sure if he's got a wheel loose or something.
Could be a divot, possibly. Possibly, looks like some extra lace off the pads that will be skated to the Husky bench.
It's Sulitzer digging in against Minkoff for the faceoff there, won by the Ducks. Trevor McCarty shoots and never got through, ends up trickling in front. Alex Black now with it for the Huskies, but Brock Burgess gets in his way. That wasn't Minkoff. That was Vandermoon on the puck there. Vandermoon still on the puck. Throws it on net, trying to find Alex Black, but instead collected by the Ducks. And here comes Alex Seltzer. He's got Trevor McCarty and Connor McBride. Finds McBride, who scores! 5-2 your score. What a team play that was.
That was beautiful. Great touches on the puck on each play. They got it up in the front, and he just kicked it over right to McBride. That was awesome.
McBride's got a very accurate shot, and I think it's something that does not happen by accident. It happens with a lot of practice, and that communication there on that play happens with a lot of practice as well, and guys that know each other's playing styles, able to feed off of each other and create that goal. 9:53 left, 5-2 the score. Game not over, though. 3-goal lead at this point, still not insurmountable. Nice touch by McCarty there to avoid the icing.
That will set the precedent for the next 9 minutes, though, Isaac. We'll see how Washington responds. As with all the goals, see if they can put something on.
Absolutely going to be something to keep your eye on. Puck still in the Husky zone, and Taron Donnelly throws his body around there. Alex Sulitzer with it, and still with the puck. Still with it, backhand! And that puck goes wide, but that could have been a nice goal from McBride. Trevor McCarty going to do the dirty work and win the puck, and gives it back to Sulitzer, who just slides it over to Donnelly, who I'm sure he knew what he was doing there, but there wasn't a man actually on the receiving end of that puck. And it gets all the way through. Will Daniel is going to have to skate backwards in front of Ty Anderton there. Connor McBride flips it up to Nick Shabara. Here they come the Ducks with Shabara and Chris Campbell. Shabara flips it back to Campbell, who shoots, rebound, goal! Nick Shabara. 6-2. There it is again. Right place, right time, 6-2.
And that makes 2 for Nick Shabara. We'll see if, maybe he's looking for that hat trick tonight.
Well, we saw the hattie from Connor McBride last night, and nice to see the experienced players and the younger players on the team both stepping up to these big moments as Oregon takes a 6-2 lead. 8:43 left on the clock.
The score's getting up there, Isaac. I don't know how UW's going to be able to respond to this.
Well, Alex Black trying to respond immediately, and it's just going to be safety first here from Anderton. Anderton continuing to do a great job, really making Rich Salahor look smart for giving him the start tonight.
Oh, amazing job. Well deserved. Ty Anderton looks calm out there.
Shabara wins the faceoff back to Michael Luke, who will look for Brock Burgess. Or instead, he'll look for Patrick Scarlotta himself, who looks up for Shabara. And Shabara just flips it on, and looked like Gilmore had a little trouble with that one. Is Shabara really making his physical presence known? Shabara, more of a skill player, not someone you see throwing his body around too much, but not opposed to doing it. Rebound on the Brock Burgess shot, nearly fell to Patrick Scarlotta. Now it's going to go all the way down and be collected by Burgess.
It's starting to look like people are getting a little sluggish out there, Isaac. Maybe you're getting a little tired.
Yeah, both teams looking a little bit slower than they did maybe 10 minutes ago. But once again, one goal here or there from Washington, and this is a very different game.
Oh, very important to keep your legs under you.
Penalty coming up here. Who is it against? Looks like it's against Oregon. And we'll see who goes to sit down.
I'm going to be honest and say I'm not sure what the call was on that. Did you see it?
I didn't, but well, he made it 40 minutes. 52 minutes and 14 seconds. Is my math right there, Dylan?
That's about right, Isaac.
Michael Luke takes his first seat of the night in the penalty box, although much better discipline from the big number 18 for the Ducks tonight.
Inevitably, it does happen, especially if you're Michael Luke.
That will happen, Dylan.
That will happen, Isaac.
Trevor McCarty, though, wins the race to that puck, as we've seen this offensive pressure from the Ducks on the penalty kill. We've seen it a couple times tonight. Has yet to lead to a shorty, but has also yet really to come back to bite the Ducks too much. Washington does have a power play goal on the evening.
You gotta like that, though. Aggressive on the penalty kill. That's nice.
It's nice to see. It's nice to see, and that's a dangerous play as Chris Stankovic goes down into the boards. Don't like to see people sliding what could end up being headfirst into the boards, but not too bad from Stankovic there. Mostly body first. Taken up by Donnelly. Donnelly tries to set up a breakaway opportunity of his own, and that was an interesting play there. Has had two players. That was a ripped shot from the neutral zone. Forced Ty Anderton to actually make a save. And a nice clearance from Solitzer.
I think Donnelly's going to win that 9 times out of 10, though. He's a tall guy, and he can really get up there.
Yeah, not easy. Not an easy thing to do to jump with skates on. You figure what? You got about solid maybe 20, 30 pounds of gear as a hockey player?
Oh, yeah, especially after you get sweating after a few periods. You really pack on the water weight as well.
26 seconds left in that penalty to Luke. 6:10 left in this game. 6-2 still the score. 9-5 was the score last night. So Oregon looking to take a 2-0 lead in this I-5 Cup. But anything can happen over the remaining 2 games. 5 minutes and 57 seconds. Here's an opportunity for the Huskies. They go look maybe for the wraparound. Instead, they'll try and set up a pass, and instead it will be cleared the length of the ice by the Ducks. That'll do it for the penalty to Luke, who stays on the ice here, and he will immediately go for set his sights on a Husky lock on that target. He's looking to hit anything that moves every time he steps on the ice.
Especially just coming right out of the penalty box. He's fired up.
Oh, here's Hutchinson. Hutchinson with a shot that gloved but not caught by Anderton.
Yeah, pushed it wide on that one.
No ice there, but it does go the length of the ice, so Oregon takes the opportunity to get a whole new unit out there. And another one controlled by Anderton. Flipped back from Stankovic to Taron Donnelly. Thought about finding Ryan Eberle. Instead, he knocks it forward, and Jake Yale went down there. No call.
No, I think that's a good no call. It's incidental. They're both fighting for position.
Taking it through the middle, and a good poke check from Gilmore there. Ryan Eberle from his knees.
You gotta love to see that. That poke check, sometimes you can get burned on it, but beautifully placed.
Yeah, beautifully, a nice effort there, and something that really has to be commended as a goaltender when you're already losing 6-2 to throw that stick out there. That's a really active play.
It is,
from a goaltender, and it's something that requires a lot of energy. So to do that in a game where you're already losing really does show a lot of heart. How about the play, too, from Ryan Eberle, just to find the puck when he was on his knees and force Gilmore to cover it up. That's got to be commended as well.
Oh, yeah.
2-on-2 opportunity for the Huskies here if they hurry. Cleared now, though, by Oregon, and here's the opportunity for Eberle. Eberle lost sight of the puck, but somehow still got it to Jake Yale. Stankovic, rebound, goes wide. Eberle digging for it. He's looked real good in this third period.
He has, could be, fresh legs or, credit what you will, but he's a solid player.
Eberle, a real nice kid too, tried to set us up with the color commentator while we were still looking. You might remember Brendan joining us for the ICHL All-Star Game, but Dylan, very happy to have you joining me on the mic tonight and for the rest of the season. Nice to have someone who knows this team as well as you do.
Yeah, we've been with the Ducks for a while now, so
And a nice save and some more extracurriculars, a little bit in front of net, but I think Washington really knew better. They stood over Anderson for about a tenth of a second there, and then they just started skating away thinking, all right, well, this just isn't worth it at this point.
Oh, yeah.
3:24 left.
Isaac, it's starting to look a little bleak if you're a Husky. 4 down with 3:20 left. That's tough.
Yeah, and it was that sixth goal we talked about it when it was 5-2. 5-3 and 6-2 look very different scores.
They do.
Nice hit there, and physical play afterwards from each team. Nice job by Donnelly to get in the way of that puck, prevent any Husky opportunity. And now Donnelly will find Trevor Schott. Trevor Schott dangles again, and did everything except shoot the puck there. Washington takes over. Alex Black across the blue line. Here's Tommy Lewis. Tommy Lewis and Pat Taylor. Lewis still with it, getting beat. And Washington will look to take it up ice here. But intercepted by Trevor Schott in the neutral zone. Trevor Schott trying to free some space. Trevor Schott, and rebound, scores! 7-2 your score. The rookie does it again for the Ducks. It is 7-2 with 2:19 left.
And that's just Trevor Schott doing what Trevor Schott does. I mean, this is what the third league game he's played in so far, and he's come right out of the gate and just proved his worth time and time again.
And he backs up and he puts his money where his mouth was. We mentioned it again yesterday when we talked to Trevor after tryouts. Had him name his hockey idol and kind of describe his playing style. Compared himself, or said he tries to play in the same manner that Shane Doan does. Very loyal guy for the Coyotes. Plays with a lot of heart and a lot of smarts, and we've already seen that for sure out of Trevor Schott.
I think that's something that does something really, really good for the line and the chemistry for the Oregon Ducks.
Puck cleared all the way down. Ty Anderton will go to meet it. McBride with a nice pass to McCarty, who gets it right back to McBride. That was nice communication, and that's just something that comes with having played with each other for a long time. Solitzer on goal. Puck hits something metal, and instead it goes all the way out, collected by the Huskies, but only very briefly. Oregon with the puck again, and now cleared by Washington, but taken by Oregon. Brock Burgess flips it to McBride there. McBride will try to look up and find Solitzer. Instead, he flipped it back to Mike Luke there.
And Isaac, I think that's going to be it. Getting down to about a minute and 14 seconds left. Nothing left but the pride in this game.
Yeah, all but a formality at this point. I think we can probably safely say that now officially under 1 minute by the time I finish. There it goes, 59 seconds left, 7-2 the score. So Oregon looks like they are going to go up 2-0 heading into Seattle. And a lot of hockey left to be played in this I-5 Cup, but the pressure now all on Washington going home.
Yeah, as we saw last year, near the same scenario, but Washington was able to pull it out.
Yeah, well, the 1-1 and the 2-0, it's so important when you're the team that has the road games first in the I-5 Cup. So important to steal one on the road. Oregon was able to do that last year, and they couldn't close it out. They couldn't get the sweep at home. This year, they do get the sweep at home. They'll need one victory up in Husky Town. Meanwhile, though, they need to get out of this game healthy. 26 seconds left, 7-2 the score. Probably that'll be your final, but we might add another goal here or there.
Yeah, you never can tell, really. Takes what? About 2 seconds to put another goal up on the scoreboard. So.
Anyone who's a fan of the Mighty Ducks movies might remember the Coach Bombay asking how long it takes to score a goal.
Actually, I'm going to go ahead and correct you on that one, Isaac. That was the coach in D3 when they went to high school. Bombay was not with them. Well,
there's somebody besting my Mighty Ducks knowledge.
Actually, I watched it about last week, so Netflix. That's the only.
Are they on Netflix now, Dylan? 8 seconds left in the game. We'll get you back to the one that matters here. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second, and it's over. 7-2, your final score. Oregon sweeps the home leg of the I-5 Cup, and how about Ty Anderton in goal?
Oh, man.
Great effort from the young Duck.
You cannot say enough about the effort that Ty Anderton put out tonight. Definitely, as we see all of the team members down there thanking their goalie for just an amazing game and a well-deserved ice time by Ty Anderton. You got to think that Coach Rich is feeling pretty good about putting him out there tonight.
Yeah, and it just means so much for the remainder of the season to know that you've really got, you've got two number one goaltenders. Certainly Danny Cockrell can hold his own, but Ty Anderton is not just a second option anymore, and he proves it tonight. We're going to take a quick break here, and we'll be back with Patrick Scarlatta in just a little bit. One more time, though, the score 7-2. Oregon wins it and takes a commanding 2-0 lead in the I-5 Cup. But if Washington does the same thing in Seattle, we'll be in the same position again, playing for a shootout for the I-5 Cup. So really everything left to play for in Seattle, but a great position for the Ducks to be in. 2-0 is the series score, 7-2 the game score. We will be back in just a couple of moments.
Oh, you got that car. Okay.
You're live in audio. You're live in audio.
The end of last year, going into Pac-8s, we didn't have as deep of a roster as we wanted to have, and I think that's one of the reasons why we didn't have as much success down at playoffs. But going to Arizona this year with the team we have, I'm pretty excited.
Sure, well, depth certainly one of the strengths of this team this year, and we talked about goaltending depth. A great night from Ty Anderton in place of Danny Cockrell, and Trevor Peterson certainly a great option for the Ducks as well. Trevor didn't suit up tonight, but I'm sure we'll get a chance to see him a couple more times this season. Well, that is going to do it for us from the Lane County Ice Center. Any parting thoughts, Patrick?
I just want to say hi to my mom, my dad, my brother, if you're watching. Love you guys. I'll hopefully see you soon.
Alrighty, well, thanks once again for everybody for watching tonight and staying up late with us. One more time, the final score, Oregon 7, Washington 2. The Ducks take that all-important 2-0 lead in the I-5 Cup. Thanks once again, and we look forward to joining you for our next broadcast. It'll be against Portland State.